Good morning, Soddy Daisy. Today's show includes information on flu shots, California wildfires, and a message from Mr. Henry. Let's get started with the pledge and a moment of silence. And now, here's your message from Mr. Henry.
Good morning, Soddy Daisy. Let's get ready for outstanding week, and hope everybody had a restful weekend. All right, great job to our football team that got put out by Oak Ridge. That was a very formidable opponent, and did a good job. But we played hard, had a really good season, and kudos and hats off to the football staff and all the football players. Appreciate it. Also, ROTC did a great job last week with the veterans recognition in there in the gym at last minute plans, but you know, they did a great job and we appreciate them. The biggest thing that I want to discuss today is the public displays of affection that we seem to be having going on around here. It's just getting to a little bit of the extreme. Teachers, students, you know, just thank you, goodbye, this kind of stuff. But this holding each other close for, I guess, at count of 10 or whatever is way too long. You know, you say that kind of stuff for your own time here at school. You know, let's just focus on the academics, getting to class, and you know, wishing her or him a goodbye. Also, let's be aware of our gathering in the halls. One of the biggest complaints we've had is that people just can't get by because people are either unconscious or unaware of who's around them and the fact that they are an obstruction in the hallways. So let's be sensitive to that and move to the side for whatever discussions or gatherings we're going to have, and allow the natural flow of traffic so kids can get to class. I hope y'all have a good week. Sorry to be negative, but needed to be discussed because I saw a couple of close encounters last week that were a little nauseating. But anyhow, you have a good week. Appreciate you.
With winter on the horizon, so is flu season. Millions of people catch the flu worldwide every year, leading to hospitalizations and even deaths in rare cases. The CDC recommends that everyone over the age of 4 get vaccinated every year to help alleviate their risk of catching the virus. We asked Nurse Lindsay about the importance of these vaccines and other ways to stay healthy this winter.
And the best way to prevent the flu is to get the flu shot or the flu vaccine. And there are a lot of myths saying that you get the flu when you get the vaccine. Actually, the flu vaccine is not a live virus in the injection, and if you're allergic to eggs, then you would have an adverse reaction. But as far as it being a live virus, you can have side effects from it, such as mild aching or a low-grade temperature, but that's with any vaccination. And then in addition to that, it's very important to have proper nutrition and proper rest, and to lower stress, because if we have high levels of stress and we're not taking care of ourselves through nutrition and exercise, then we are more likely to become ill because of the decrease in resistance in our immune system. Yes, make sure as students and faculty, make sure you are washing your hands. That is another way to prevent it as well. And just make sure that after you eat, before you eat, when you go to the restroom, just wash your hands, and that will help that as well.
Conditions are not expected to improve this morning as crews battle a trio of wildfires ravaging both ends of California. At least 31 people are dead and more than 200 remain unaccounted for. The Camp Fire in Northern California is now the most destructive in state history. Karin Caifa reports.
California Governor Jerry Brown calling the conditions that have fueled these fires the new abnormal. The dry soil, the dry air, the dry vegetation, the strong winds. Here in Southern California, the Woolsey fire, firefighters have made small progress in getting it to about 15% contained. Up in the north, the Camp Fire, well, the death toll there has been climbing. A grim warning from the CAL FIRE unit chief as they enter their second week of fighting.
It's not over yet.
To the north and to the south. 3 fires continue to scorch across the Golden State. Powerful winds on Sunday threatened any progress firefighters made over the weekend. A red flag warning continues into Monday morning.
The red flag warning means that there's critical weather conditions, fire weather conditions that will pose a challenge to firefighters and containment efforts because of the strong gusty winds and very dry conditions.
The governor says climate change is contributing to these extreme conditions.
But managing all the forests in every way we can does not stop climate change. And those who deny that are definitely contributing to the tragedies that we're now witnessing and will continue to witness in the coming years.
While crews comb through ruins searching for the dead,
we're just going door to door, house to house, looking for families, loved ones that are missing.
Some families return to sift through the ashes.
Well, I just received my diploma this November 1st, and this is for my ceremony. So I was able to recover this image the day of my graduation.
Typically at this point in the season, firefighters would be able to come down from the northern portion of the state to help their colleagues in the south. Well, that is not the case right now. And so firefighters are coming from other nearby states, Utah and Oregon, to help out the firefighters here. In Malibu, California, I'm Karin Caifa.
And finally, Sunday marked the 100th anniversary to the end of World War I. Work is underway on a National World War I memorial. The goal is to honor the millions of Americans who served in that conflict. Richard Reeve reports.
This pouch carries a mess kit in it.
These historical reenactors are observing this Armistice Day.
The total terror just of being shelled, of being gassed, of being shot at all at once.
By giving people a glimpse of the war that ended 100 years ago Sunday.
They actually felt at the end of the war that this was the last war, at least in their lifetimes.
Already at Pershing Park, there is this memorial to the famed General John Blackjack Pershing.
Now we're trying to remember really a forgotten war, a forgotten generation.
And now something new, a peek at the planned National World War I Memorial that will honor the 4.7 million Americans who served in the Great War.
The level of carnage and destruction was totally unexpected. There were 35 million people killed and millions more wounded.
Black and white images, now newly colorized, bring us a sense of that conflict, as does this sculpture, which will be a central part of the memorial. The emotions at home, the horror of the battlefield, the sense of loss afterward.
I think anybody, and so far everybody who has been in military service at some point in their lives comes and sees the sculpture and they get it instantly.
And inside this plaza, the $40 million memorial will be a peaceful place of remembrance.
It doesn't matter what conflict you're involved in, what branch of service. When your time comes, this country will remember you.
Officials hope to have the park ready for its debut by November 11th, 2021. That's all for today, Saudi Daisy. Tune in tomorrow for more important announcements. Until then, have a good day and good news.